Well, now that we're now that we're a full year into a global pandemic and everybody's a little stressed and tense, I thought it would be a great idea to show you how to make 3 gallons of beer to help take the edge off. Alright, today we're making beer. Let's get started. First we're going to warm up some water to about 150 degrees. Then we're going to get our grain and put it in a bag and then put the bag in the water. Mix it around so everything is wet. Nice. Alright, we're going to let that sit at 150 degrees for 1 hour. While you're waiting, keep busy. Water your plants, water your basil. Make sure your pets have enough to drink. Stir your pot occasionally through the hour, but make sure you maintain that temperature. You don't want to go too high over and you don't want to go too low under. Okay, sanitization. Here we have a 3-gallon vat. We're going to swish around the sanitization liquid and make it nice and dead inside. Cool. Here's our airlock. We're going to need to sanitize this really well. We're going to use this later. Alright, time for hops. We're using Hallentower Mittelfrüher. Man, that's hard to say. German hops. It's a little hard to get it out of the bag, so you can use some scissors. I'm only using a measuring scale for cinematic effect. We're actually just going to be using the whole bag. Doesn't matter how much it weighs. Hops smell so damn good that the boys may rappel down from the side of your building just to have a look. Tell them, take off, hosers. Beer's not ready yet. Come back in 2 weeks. And if you're lucky, they may not come back. Alright, now it's time to start our boil. We're going to roll up our sleeves because this might get messy. Now we're going to hoist up our muslin bag and let it drain. You might want to put on some protection. A baker's glove may do. Just like that. Okay, now we're ready. The liquid that's left is called the wort. Now we're going to dump half of our hops into the wort and start an hour-long boil. I'm just going to set that to 1 hour. Nice. So at the end of our boil, we're going to add coriander, orange peel, more coriander, and more hops. Now we're going to stir all that around to shake out all those flavors. 3, 2, 1. Why don't you join me in the bath? Plug, cold water, towel. Now at the end of the boil, place your pot into a cold bath to cool it down. And you can add some ice if you have some. Alright, once your beer is chilled down and cooled out, take out your clean siphon and pump that beer into a fermentation vat. Now from time to time I have a hard time getting the siphon flow going, so if you're a fool like me, you can just pump it all out manually. So now what I'm doing is I'm dumping brewer's yeast into the vat, and that's what's gonna bring our beer to life and give it some alcohol and give it some bubbles. Now I'm going to seal the vat with an airlock, which is going to prevent outside air from entering, but allow all the gases that build up from the yeast activity to escape. Put your beer into a nice little corner away from sunlight. After a few hours, you'll start to see bubbles forming and jumping out of the airlock. That means you did a good job. The yeast is alive and well and burping. Now we're going to let that sit for 2 weeks. Now in the meantime, while you're waiting out the second wave of a global pandemic, it's important to listen to updates from your local and very competent politicians.
Go home and stay home. No families, no extended families, no parties, no friends, no criminal activities. You know what? If you do not comply with these instructions, you could face serious prison time.
Now it's time to get creative and make some labels. Print those bad boys off and stick them right on there.
Ba ba da ba 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 ba.
Not bad. So there you have it. We've made a pretty average beer. I wouldn't buy this one twice. But because I made it myself, all my friends at parties are gonna lie and say, buddy, 10 out of 10, best beer I ever drank. And honestly, that's gonna make me feel pretty good about myself.
No parties, friends. If you do not comply with these instructions, you could face serious prison time.